Agency and Castle Ford of Michigan City.
So for the latest in closings and delays, turn on your source for news, weather, and local information. 96.7 The Eagle.
Your number one source of news and information in LaPorte County is 96.7 The Eagle and HometownNewsNow.com. Welcome to Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle, LaPorte County's original social media. Sound Off is a public interest forum that encourages your voice to be heard on the topics and issues impacting our local communities. For the next 30 minutes, we invite you to be part of the conversation by calling 219-362-0522. And you can now text your questions to the Liquor Vault on-air line or by email to soundoff@967theeagle.com. This is a topic-based program, and we ask that you keep your comments brief, concise, and related to the topic being discussed. The views expressed on Sound Off are those of the hosts or callers and do not represent the opinion of 96.7 The Eagle, Spoon River Media, LLC, or the sponsors. The Liquor Vault on-air line is now open for your calls or texts at 219-362-0522. This is Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle.
Hello, friends. Today is Friday, October 8th, and you're listening to Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle. My name is Nate Laux, and it's an honor to be your host today. And this is a big day. It's my last show in my 30s. On Sunday, I turned 40 years old, which means that Dennis Siddell will finally have to respect me and treat me as an adult. Isn't it age that gives our opinions and worldview validity, Dennis? Or no, I don't think so. Today's topic is how you think the county, cities, and schools should spend the millions of dollars they're receiving from the American Rescue Plan. Should it be on infrastructure, recovery programs, better pay for employees, better teacher pay? What do you think? If you have an opinion on how schools, cities, maybe LaPorte City or Michigan City or maybe one of the rural towns like New Carlisle or Rolling Prairie should spend that money, call or text the Liquor Vault on air line now at 219-362-0522 or email me at soundoff@967theeagle.com. I'd love to hear from you today. First, while we let you get your phones ready and get us a call on this day in history. On October 8th, 1871, flames sparked in the Chicago barn of Patrick and Catherine O'Leary, igniting a two-day blaze that killed between 200 and 300 people, destroyed 17,450 buildings, left 100,000 or more homeless, and caused an estimated $200 million in 1871 dollars, roughly $4 billion in today's dollars in damages. Legend has it that a cow kicked over a lantern in the O'Leary barn and started the fire, but other theories hold that humans or maybe even a comet may have been responsible for the event that left 4 square miles of the Windy City of Chicago, including its business district, in ruins. Dry weather and an abundance of wooden buildings, streets, and sidewalks made Chicago vulnerable to fire. To protect the city from looting and violence, the city was put under martial law for 2 weeks under General Sheridan's command structure with a mix of regular troops, militia units, police, and a specially organized 1st Regiment of Chicago Volunteers. For 2 weeks, Sheridan's men patrolled the streets, guarded the relief warehouses, and enforced other regulations. Then on October 24th, the troops were relieved of their duties and the volunteers were mustered out of service. And despite the fire's devastation, much of Chicago's physical infrastructure, including its water, sewage, and transportation systems, remained intact. Reconstruction efforts began quickly and spurred great economic development and population growth, as architects laid the foundation for a modern city featuring the world's first skyscrapers. At the time of the fire, Chicago's population was approximately 324,000, but within 9 years, they were 500,000 Chicagoans. By 1893, the city was a major economic and transportation hub with an estimated population of 1.5 million. That same year, Chicago was chosen to host the World's Columbian Exposition, a major tourist attraction visited by 27.5 million people, or approximately half the U.S. population at the time. Chicago may have been devastated for a season. That fire certainly ruined lives, neighborhoods, blocks. But the people weren't done. Because Americans are a resilient people when we want to be, aren't we? And that's on this day in history. Today's show is going to be a discussion on how local cities, schools, and counties should spend the millions of dollars that is received from the American Rescue Plan. If you've been watching the county commission or county council meetings, obviously they're starting to talk about this ARP spending. They're talking about it more, obviously, outside of the meetings, but it's working its way into the meetings. There was a presentation at the recent county commission meeting going over maybe some possible spending ideas for this money. Schools are getting millions of dollars out of this. The city of LaPorte is getting money. The city of Michigan City is getting money. The American Rescue Plan of 2021 is a $1.9 trillion economic stimulus bill passed by the United States Congress and signed into law by President Joe Biden on March 11, 2021, to speed up the country's recovery from the economic and health effects of the COVID-19 pandemic and the ongoing recession. Here's what we're getting here locally. And I want to hear your opinions on this. LaPorte County is getting a little over $21 million. Michigan City is getting over $16 million. LaPorte's getting over $11 million. Westville's getting over $1 million. Nucleau is getting about $400,000, a little more. North Liberty about $400,000. Kingsford Heights is going to get a little less, a little south of $300,000. Wanata is going to get over $200,000. Hamlet, you're going to get about $150,000. The town of Pines is going to get about $150,000. Beverly Shores about $125,000. La Crosse, you're going to get about $107,000. Michiana Shores is going to get $60,000. Kingsbury $50,000, and Potawatomi Park about $47,000. The state of Indiana is going to get quite a bit of money as well. They're going to get about $3 billion. So we're talking about what you think. How should that money be spent? Should it be spent on infrastructure, fixing your sidewalks? Should these investments go into, doing something for addicts or recovery kind of things there? Should our schools invest into better filtration systems so that if, COVID continues on, that they find that filtration air filters and things like this are one of the primary benefits that a school can do to mitigate a lot of COVID-19 spread? Love to get your opinion on this. The Liquor Vault on-air line is open, 219-362-0522. Call, text me. I'd love to hear from you. Let's get to our first caller. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you. Thanks for calling. Thanks for listening. So the county's getting lots of money for ARP. What do you think? How should it spend it?
Well, this is a one-time cash infusion. So to fund long-term commitments, any business advisor, banker, financial advisor will tell you that's foolish.
Sure.
Now, we have got a problem with the EMTs. They are what's essential. We have to do something for them. Is there something we could purchase to make their job easier for right now? We do need to address their pay. There's no way around that.
Yeah.
But is there something we can purchase for their department to help them long term? Is there something we can purchase for the sheriff's department to help them long term for right now? And as spoken on the news, a 30% reduction in the county highway department was the number I heard from Mr. Rosenbaum, basically due to retirements.
Yeah.
Is there something we could do to purchase for them so they don't have to fund all those jobs again? Let's think about this wisely. Have lots of public input. We only get to do this once.
Yep.
And committing to long term, ironically, Mr. Mayor asked for drug rehab. Do we need it? Probably, yes. But again, it's the same thing as the homeless problem. If you take short term money to finance long term commitments, that just kicks the can down the road and makes the inevitable even a larger investment in the future. So whatever we do with this, let's think wisely and do something to make for a better government all the way around.
Sure,
Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, it's a good point, Steve, to say, obviously, anything you're going to spend money on, you've got to take into account what the maintenance will be, how much, if it's going to be a $5 million every year expense or a $500,000 every year expense to fund these things, you got to take that into account. And so it's a good point to say maybe the expenses out of this ARP money should be one-time type of purchases. Obviously, if you listen to the recent commissioner meeting, almost every department is begging for different different equipment. And what's interesting about this, and if you didn't listen, that's okay. I listened for you. I took that bullet for you, listeners. We're years out sometimes for getting these equipment. These departments are. They have to put an order in today just to get a truck by 2023. And so, even if they expend the money now, it doesn't mean that the problem will be fixed necessarily right away. Let's get to another. Oh, no, our caller's dropped. If you got an opinion about how the county or how schools should spend that money, how LaPorte City should spend that money, how Wanatah or Westville should spend that money, I'd love to hear from you today. 219-362-0522. We're going to take a really quick break. I'd love to get the phone lines going. I'd love to get you on the text line. Give us a call. Shout out to us. I'd love to hear your opinion today. Hey, stay where you're at. We're going to be right back here on Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle.
Tire sale on now at both Cannon's locations. Brands like Michelin, Hankook, Hercules, and Cooper. Rebates of up to $160. Free alignment inspection and schedule your fall tune-up, oil change, tire rotation, brake inspection, and winter-ready inspection, all for $56.02. Don't wait weeks for auto repairs. Same-day appointments available. See the experts at Cannon Automotive. 2 great locations, 710 Tyler and 909 Boyd Boulevard. Go further with Cannon's Automotive.
Hi, this is Michael Morrison with the New York Blower Company. The New York Blower Company has been in business for more than 132 years, and we are continuing to expand products and services worldwide. We are an industry leader in manufacturing premium quality engineered fans and blowers to the marketplace. If you have welding and production experience, I would like to personally invite you to apply for our available positions. We offer a complete benefits package with competitive wages. Come see what sets us apart from the rest. Visit nyb.com or visit us on Facebook to apply today.
Your mental health is just as important as your physical health. Contact the offices today at Swanson Center to set up your appointment, either virtual or in person, with our mental health professionals. In Michigan City, call 219-879-4621, or in LaPorte, call 219-362-2145. Swanson Center, serving the mental and behavioral health needs of LaPorte County since 1969.
Fall is a great time to update your home with a fresh coat of paint from Menards. We've purchased truckloads of paint to pass the savings on to you. Get a gallon of Pittsburgh Grand Distinction Interior Flat Paint and Primer in one for only $19.99 after $10 rebate and 11% off. Good through Saturday, October 9th. Savings are mail-in rebates. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Hi, everyone. I'm Craig Orndorff. On the next weekend in the country, we head back to October of 1987. There was a big earthquake in L.A., an early snow hit the Northeast, and an NFL strike, but the games went on with replacement players. And the music hitmakers of the day were the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, the Desert Rose Band, the Forrester Sisters, and Roseanne Cash. And we'll have them and more on the next weekend in the country.
Join us this Saturday following your 8 a.m. news for Weekend in the Country, brought to you by Burdine Auto Body, Mike Nagy, Cross Country Mortgage, Joe Eberhard Happel with Coldwell Banker First Choice, and by Haverstock Funeral Home and Cremation Services.
Thank you for tuning in to Sound Off. You can now text or email your questions directly to the studio. Call or text 362-0522 or email your questions to soundoff@967theeagle.com. This is Sound Off.
Welcome back to the show. Today's topic is how you think the county, cities, and schools should spend the millions of dollars they receive from the American Rescue Plan. Should it be spent on infrastructure, maybe recovery programs, better pay for employees? Maybe in the schools they should do something for, air filtration. Maybe you want in the towns to do something for sidewalks or something. What do you think? If you have an opinion, call or text the Liquor Vault on air line at 219-362-0522 or email me at soundoff@967theeagle.com. Let's get to a caller. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you with us. What do you think? How should they spend that ARP money?
Well, I think they should fund the county the budget, because they keep raising property taxes, and the property tax increases are a burden on everyone, elderly, senior citizens. Why not fund the property taxes and bring the property taxes down, and people can spend more money on the economy and get things going? That's my thought. Thank you.
Thanks so much for calling. All right, let's get to another caller. Thank you for calling. You're on Sound Off. What is your thoughts on this? How should they spend this money?
Nate, want to wish you a happy birthday there, buddy. You're halfway through if you're going to live to be 80. So if you don't have a beautiful lady, then you better start dating a lot of beautiful ladies. And hey, on the population of Michigan City, if it's 30,000 people, that $16.5 million would be $550 per person. That's how we're going to have to look at this. So the federal government says, here's $550 per person. Now, you'd want to take 50% of that and continue to run your government, your civil government entities of what it needs to continue to run it in all the different departments. They just had a budget hearing last week. Now, so you would leaves about $275 on a debit card for the people that are in need. The people that have really truly attained, unfortunately, not by their cause, they were infected with the SARS coronavirus 19 and affected their lives. So you would start with them and give them a $275 debit card to go out and buy the shoes, the boots, the dress shoes for the ladies, the clothing that they couldn't afford because they suffered through this damn virus. Now, the other $275 per individual would, again, go to the city government to help them in areas they need help. Not to go back and pay those that were working the front lines. They've already been paid, that I know of. If they haven't been paid, then they need a boost there. They need to catch up on that. But if they've already been paid, let's stay out of that area. Let's just deal with what we need, what equipment is needed to run an efficient civil government. In school, it would be the same way. If the school is allocated, let's find out those that were totally injured on education, and you're going to have to do some one-on-one, maybe two kids, 3 kids per individual teacher, bring them in and get them up to par. This is not that difficult to do, but you're going to have to make sure their binders are free whole clip. They can date the top of the page, and they can go back and use that as a reference, what they did to catch up on their education. But that's important right there. That is very important to get each individual child educated from the pre-kindergarten, elementary, junior high, and high school to get them up to par.
Right.
So there's a lot of work to be done, and let's hope for the best. So let's just throwing ideas out there to make this work. Thanks, Nate. Happy birthday, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. Have a good weekend. Bye. Take care. All right, let's get to another caller. You're on Sound Off. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks for calling. What's your thoughts on this? How should the counties, the cities, the schools spend this ARP money?
Quite frankly, I know this may not sound popular, but there's a lot of people who feel this way. Tell the federal government thank you, but no thank you, and send the money back. Quite frankly, everything we get from the federal government requires they have mandated requirements for things that need to be met for that money to be given out. I think many towns, if you look at Pennsylvania, there's many towns that are probably smaller than LaPorte that have refused these because they don't want to have governmental control from the entity as far as the federal government. We handle ourselves fine. Indiana's doing fine. This pandemic's hurt people. I get that. You know what? The government's given individuals money for that. Mm-hmm. As far as I'm concerned, we need to stop letting them have such an overreach and a top-down control from the federal government. The people in LaPorte understand that ESSR money, $8 million we received for the schools, and each one of those came with a price of what is taught to kids, whether it's on the curriculum or not. It's governmental control. They need to send the money back and show that not only because of control, but on the simple fact that we are $21 trillion in debt. Maybe we set an example and say, hey, we've done well. We've kept our books well. We're not going to go under without it. And we'll come out of this on our own. We don't need them to help us on everything. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
All right, thank you. You're not the only one that thought that, though, because I know we've gotten a couple comments. Here's one online. Give it back. If you have to ask for ideas on how to spend the money, you really didn't need it in the first place. Just give it back. A couple other comments were about, again, if the conservatives in Congress voted not to favor this spending bill, they didn't vote to actually do it, then why should we accept the money? Let's give it back, kind of thing. So you're certainly not the only one with that opinion. Let's get to another caller before break. Thank you so much for calling. Thanks for listening. What's your thoughts on this? How should the counties and cities and the schools spend this ARP money?
If it's ARP money, I think some senior citizens should get it. I'm a senior citizen. I only get $845 a month to live on, and I have a house that needs repair really bad. I tried to apply for a homeowner's grant through my county here, and they told me that they didn't have any federal money yet for the last couple of years, that there's no money for senior citizens to even get a grant to fix up their house. So it would be nice if that would get back in action again, because I could sure use it.
Absolutely.
And that's all I have.
Thank you so much for calling. A couple other people have called with something like that. We need mental health, or have texted, we need mental health facility options. We need to focus on the people who live in our community and our futures and quit worrying about bringing in tourists, take care of our own, these kind of things. We're getting your opinions today. The Liquor Vault on-air line is 219-362-0522. You're welcome to call or text us if you'd like. We're going to take another quick break, our final break of the day, get back to another maybe 10, 12 minutes of the show. If you have an opinion, there's still time to call or text us. Again, that number is 219-362-0522. Thanks so much for listening. Keep it here to 96.7 The Eagle.
Ben Conowitz here, LaPorte Seamless Gutter, 219-362-9972. Fall is here, and that means leaves and debris for your gutter system. We've got 3 separate types of gutter guard for your home. Leaves and debris come in all shapes and sizes. We don't need a one-size-fits-all for your gutter. Give us a call today for a free estimate at 219-362-9972, or you can visit us on the web, www.lpseamless.com.
The Melt Kitchen at the Vault is now open and serving lunch Wednesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Located at 810 Lincoln Way across from the courthouse. Chef Eric and his staff are serving up some prepared-to-order, quick-service comfort food that will keep you coming back for more. Stop in today, 810 Lincoln Way in downtown LaPorte. Need to feed a crowd? The Melt Kitchen also offers catering and bulk ordering. Call 243-3331. That's 243-3331, or follow them on Facebook for more details.
Ben Conowitz here, LaPorte Seamless Gutter, 219-362-9972. Fall is here, and that means leaves and debris for your gutter system. We've got 3 separate types of gutter guard for your home. Leaves and debris come in all shapes and sizes. We don't need a one-size-fits-all for your gutter. Give us a call today for a free estimate at 219-362-9972, or you can visit us on the web, www.lpseamless.com.
No job is too big or too small. Auto body specialties, we do it all. Quality's number 1 in auto body repair. To get fixed up, you know where. Foreign or domestic, we're your local shop. All work guaranteed, but we're hard to top. No job is too big or too small. Auto body specialties, we do it all.
Hey Hoosiers, train for your dream career for free. It sounds too good to be true, but Indiana needs more workers with career skills. For a limited time, tuition-free training programs are available through Indiana's Next Level Jobs program. With more than 125 different skills and certificate options available, you're sure to find the right fit to further your career. It's free to apply, and it only takes a few minutes to begin to change your life. Visit nextleveljobs.org. Sponsored by Indiana Commission for Higher Education.
So who's hungry? Good, because I've got a deal for you. Hey, it's Dennis Siddell. Make sure you listen for Denny's Diner weekdays at 6:55 right here on the Morning Mayhem. Both Joe and I will be cooking up some country trivia questions, and if you have the correct answer, you'll be the winner of a $20 gift card from either JJ's Side Out Bar and Grill, Wanna Pizza, The Burger Bar and Grill, Nowhere Bar and Grill, and T-Berry's Diner. Make sure to join us for Denny's Diner at 6:55 a.m. during the Morning Mayhem for your chance to win a 96.7 The Eagle.
This look at the forecast brought to you by M&R Upholstery, your go-to for reupholstery work since 1974. Locally owned and operated, turning your old into new, commercial and residential, with local pickup and delivery at 613 Andrew Avenue in LaPorte.
Michiana weather.
Cloudy this afternoon with scattered thunderstorms likely. High of 72. Southwesterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. 59 tonight, slight chance for scattered showers. From the Weather Center at HometownNewsNow.com. Right now, 70.
Your opinion matters. We invite you to share it by calling or texting the Liquor Vault on-air line at 362-0522. That's 362-0522. Now, back to Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle.
Welcome back to Sound Off for our final segment of today's show. Today's topic is how you think the county, cities, and schools should spend the millions of dollars they receive from the American Rescue Plan. Should it be infrastructure, recovery programs, better pay for employees? What do you think? Let's get to some callers. Thank you so much for waiting. Thanks for listening. What's your thoughts on this? How should these entities spend this ARP money? Hello?
Oh, yes. Are you there?
Yep, go ahead. How do you think how do you think they should spend this money?
Well, first of all, did you mention Rolling Prairie getting any money?
You know, I thought they did, but I don't see them on the list, actually, so they might not be getting any money.
Oh, boy, we're like little orphans all the time. Anyhow, I think that we're getting this money because of COVID, and so it should go to stop another COVID or any pandemic. It should start with the filter systems in the schools, maybe public buildings like the jails and nursing homes, but it should go to things like that, not street repair or anything, because that's what our taxes pay for.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Find out why Rolling Prairie is.
Yeah, I'm going to look into that. As a former Rolling Prairie kid myself, I'll look into that and see why they didn't get any money. I'll let you know.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. All right, let's get to another caller. Thanks so much for holding. What's your thoughts on this? How should the county, cities, and schools spend this ARP money?
I still think they should devote it to the county fund. I called Senator Bahachek, and at least he returned my call. Presto never returns my calls. And he said that 30% of the residents in Northwest Indiana are seniors. So where are they going to get the revenue if they give the seniors a break? I think the seniors deserve a break. They've worked all their lives. They paid their taxes. They've been good citizens, but yet we keep getting our taxes increased. They're forcing us out of our homes. So I think it should go to the county budget.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's get to another call here. Thanks so much for holding. Thanks for calling. What's your thoughts on this? How should they spend this ARP money?
Is this my turn?
Yeah, it's you. What's up, buddy?
Yes, I think it's a no-brainer. We need to keep working on these roads. If we can't keep this infrastructure, we're not going to get anybody that's interested in coming and invest in this area and bringing in more paying jobs. These roads have deteriorated so bad the last 50 years that we're never going to get caught up. It's our opportunity now to take that money and build up what we got.
Yeah.
Keep continuing to keep building new, and then how are we going to pay for it in the future?
Sure. All right. Well, thank you so much. Hey, I did have this data for you real quick. Michigan City schools are getting about 21 million. LaPorte schools are getting a little south of 9 million. New Prairie's getting about 3 million. Westville schools are getting almost 1,850,000. South Central's getting about 500,000, and Tri-Township's getting about a little over 400,000. Just to give you kind of some ideas of how much the schools are getting. Let's get to another caller. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks for calling. What's your thoughts on this? How should the counties, the schools, the state spend this ARP money?
Yeah, I'm going to try to be concise if I can. I've got a few words I want to use here. First of all, I want to remind everybody, you've got till 2026 to spend this money. I say some words that need to be considered is to spend it conservatively, slowly, cautiously, not like kids in candy stores. You look at what's going on right now. You look at all the hands that are coming out to some of these meetings. And, it's almost ugly. It's almost like, somebody either won some money or got some inheritance. And here they all come, man, just trying to get a little piece of the action. My thing is on EMS and sheriff and some of these other departments. Hey, man, absolutely they need money. Our highway, everybody, the whole team that keeps the motor running needs money. We get that. But when we're starting to talk about $5s and $10s and $15,000s of dollars in either raises or bonuses, I want guarantees that they're going to stay with us. You have to. Otherwise, boom, give them their 10 grand and they walk away anyway because they've already got something set up somewhere else. Another thing, start comparing ourselves with I say, those that are truly around the 32,000 people in Michigan City, the 110 in the county. Let's see, I guess that sums it up. But we've got time, folks. And you know, that one guy had an idea. Look at like I say, look at the ugliness that's already coming out because we got a fistful of money and they're all just lining up for it. Save it. Let's put it in some reserves and throw some out there. Heck yeah, spend half of it, save the other half. Hey, take the other half and put it on that $22 million bonds for the Michigan City Courthouse. Not to mention all the other projects that are in the county right now. Thanks, Nate. Have a great weekend.
All right, take care. You know, I haven't heard anybody say that maybe like a great birthday present for me should be included in that $21 million yet, but we'll see. All right, let's get to another caller. Got a couple minutes left on the show. Welcome to Sound Off. Glad to have you on the show. We're talking about this ARP money, how you think it should be spent. What's your ideas?
Well, see, you mentioned that no one had mentioned you in this. That's because you hadn't got to my call yet.
Yeah, there we go.
See, yeah, I thought we would enhance the pay scale for the Sound Off host first priority.
It's my cross to bear. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe some anger management courses for some of the people who seem to be discontent in county government, so some of the bickering will stop, because I, for one, am tired of it, too.
Maybe sit people down for some therapy, you think, maybe? You know? Yeah, okay.
It doesn't make for good government to be bickering all the time. Yeah, but, you know, on a serious note, the two gentlemen spoke about property taxes and the elderly, and that is a real issue. And then the lady that can't get her home worked on because funds aren't there, what would be wrong with putting something there to assist people that are in need? You know, we need to quit being a me-first society that we're in now and think of others. That's my true thoughts, Nate.
All right. Well, thanks so much, buddy. Have a good weekend.
You do the same. Happy birthday.
Thanks, bud. All right, let's get to another caller before we're done here today. Thanks so much for calling. Thanks for listening. What is your thoughts? How should they spend this money?
Hi, Nate. This is Tommy Kolavic calling. As far as the schools go, they really need to reestablish the driver's education programs at the schools. These kids get their license. They don't know the rules of the road. I remember 30 years ago when I was in school, the first thing they taught you in driver's ed that you have to have auto insurance. They get their license, they don't even realize you got to buy auto insurance. They took it out of Michigan City area schools about 10 years ago, and I think every student ought to be required to have it. Thank you.
All right, thanks. We'll get through some texts and be done here today here. We're talking about ARP money, how it should be spent. Some of your thoughts online were, as this is one-time money, it should be spent on, mostly be spent on infrastructure projects and projects that can save money in future budgets, investment in healthy buildings, or buildings that have long-term deferred maintenance needs. You can't really use it for long-term programs or tax reductions since it's one-time money. Here's another one, infrastructure, mainly street improvements. Another one elementary school in Deltford, New Jersey Township is housing students pre-K to 5th, so students don't have to be bused all over township and brothers and sisters split to several different schools. So you can see here, we've got lots of different opinions, and now is the time to make your opinion known. Obviously, you have, if you're in LaPorte County, but even if you're not, you've got representatives, whether it's on the council or commission. Maybe it's you've got an idea for the state money. You've got state reps. You've got state senators. You've got a governor. Let your opinion be known. Let them know what you think this money should be spent for. Don't assume that just because they're elected officials that they know everything. So, again, make sure your voice is heard, not just here on 96.7 The Eagle on Sound Off, but where it really counts. Make sure your elected officials know as well. Hey, I want to thank you so much for listening today. Thanks for participating in this conversation on ARP money. We're going to be back on Monday for another show. If you ever miss an episode of Sound Off, you can listen to the Sound Off podcast on Apple and Android and wherever you find your podcasts. It's there. We're just happy to have you along for the show, along for the ride. Be good to yourself, be good to others, and keep listening to 96.7 The Eagle.
Thank you for joining us and voicing your opinion on this edition of Sound Off. The views on Sound Off are those of the host or callers and do not represent the opinion of 96.7 The Eagle, Spoon River Media LLC, or the sponsors.